Over the past decade, more and more Volvo has been slowly trying to rebrand themselves to being a more eco-conscious and still luxurious and safe brand. They've of course been doing this with their EX models, the EX30, EX90, and the ES90 that's coming out, but thankfully they have been listening to the purists and they're still offering vehicles with gas engines. And even though we pretty much saw this exact same car a few months ago when they first showed up at dealerships, today I'm in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia on a bit of a field trip to not only give you the XC90 suburbia experience, but we'll be going on back roads, sightseeing, and just having a good time. So before I get eaten by more of these gnats and I really get toasty, let's get started. Hi friends, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So welcome to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. We're only about an hour from my house, so thankfully it was a really easy drive compared to some of the off-road trips that I've been on that take 3 hours just to get there. And my very trusty, comfortable companion this week has been the 2025 and a half Volvo XC90 T8 Ultra in the beautiful mulberry red. This is probably how I would get a new XC90. Even though this one is the top Ultra trim, it does have a few options added onto it, like the Bowers & Wilkins audio system, the lounge package, the active chassis that offers air suspension, and a few other things that bring the MSRP of this Volvo XC90, as we see it right next to me, to just under $89,000. That's quite a bit of money. However, if you happen to be looking at this and the electric EX90, this will still be a little bit cheaper. Volvo offers the current XC90 in 3 different configurations. You could either get the B5, B6, and T8 powertrains on all new XC90s. The B5 and B6 are mild hybrids, so they're not plug-in hybrids like this one. For quick reference, the B5 makes 250 horsepower and the B6 makes 316 horsepower. This one, 455. And you can also choose between the Core Plus or the Ultra like this one. Even with its 3 versions of flavor, the XC90 still uses 1 core powertrain. That's what Volvo has wanted to do since 2015. The car gets upset. I'm upset because that's why we don't have the 5, 6, and 8 cylinders in XC90s anymore. Like I said, under the hood of the XC90 and all new gas-powered Volvos is this 2-liter 4-cylinder. Wow, the hood is so hot! Thankfully, it has struts on it, so I don't have to burn my hands, but this reveals a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Again, this is the engine that you'll find in the B5 and also the B6. The only difference with the T8 is the addition of more electric propulsion. This has an 18.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack and an electric motor that powers the rear axle. That gives this a total system output of 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque, making it the most powerful XC90 we've ever seen. I will say, if you're not well versed in terms of XC90s, Volvo made a V8 in the XC90 way back when. That video will be up here. Again, I said this uses a plug-in hybrid system, so we have the plug that's right here, but it does not support fast charging just like other plug-in hybrids, because the XC90 only gives you about 40 miles of range on full electric. In terms of fuel consumption, Volvo rates this at 27 miles a gallon combined. I've been getting about 26 actually this week. The same way I drive my V8, I get 15, 16 mpg. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. Plus, even though this thing is as heavy as it is, about 5,000 pounds, this will still get to 60 in about 5 seconds. The torque from the electric motors really assists with acceleration. Once again, the new XC90 is 195 inches long, making it about 6 inches longer than the original P2 XC90. Once again, this also has the active chassis with air suspension, so you can raise and lower this. This is in its easy exit mode right now. You can also see this Ultra trim has these optional huge 21-inch alloy wheels. They do look nice, especially with this color, but I do notice how big they are on the road. That's also one of the 2 reasons that we're not taking this XC90 off-road. The other reason is because Volvo doesn't want me to. I know I always keep saying it, but I still will. The XC90 does not have a split tailgate anymore. We do have a power tailgate, which is nice, and it reveals 15.8 cubic feet of volume behind the 3rd row. It's not a power folding third row, but it's thankfully easy to throw down and put back up. With the third row down, as you can see, I have 65.5 cubic feet of volume, and then if you fold the second and third row down completely flat, then you get 85.5 cubic feet of volume. Almost as spacious as the original XC90, I will say, so thankfully Volvo has done that right. XC90s with air suspension will have these two buttons on the right side of the trunk which allow you to lower and raise the back of your XC90. You can also tow with your XC90 as well. This can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Also, once again, Volvo makes getting into the third row easy as well. All you have to do is pull this lever and then it slides the seat forward like this. It is a little bit hard, again, because it's a new car, but at least you have a little bit of space to get in the back here. As you sit in the third row of this 6-passenger XC90, it thankfully is easier to get in here because you can just crawl between the captain's chairs in the middle. I'm 5'9". This seat is all the way back in its tracks. And I actually do fit. My knee is touching the back of this seat. You could probably see the distance here. And these people in the middle seat have more space than me too. For being a third row seat, it is comfortable. They don't recline, but I do have a cup holder on each side, air vent on each side, and storage on each side as well. But I'm getting out of here because I'm melting. Now welcome to the second most comfortable seat in the XC90, the rear seat. You can see I have way more space back here. I'm more comfortable. We have the pano moonroof. Again, I'm 5'9" and the driver's seat is in my position. I can fit my feet under the seat. I have like 6 inches of leg room. I'm comfortable. This one is the 6-passenger model, so it only has the captain's chairs in the middle, unlike the ones with the bench. It is cool. I feel like I'm in an airplane or a train because I have these little cup holders that come out of the armrest. This XC90 Ultra also has quad zone climate control, so thankfully each rear passenger can control their temperature as well. These two rear passengers also have heated rear seats and also 2 air vents behind the center console and on the B pillars as well. Thankfully, this thing has plenty of USB Type-C ports. There's 2 in the back here. There's 2 more cup holders. It is pretty accommodating back here, I will say that. Things do feel nice as well. We have the peasant blockers. They're nice so people can't look at you, poor people can't look at you, and also so poor people can't look in your car to try to break it. First off, I will acknowledge that I'm not Antiques Roadshow or a proper program like a traveling program. I hope that at least you have a bit of a perspective of what the little town of Harper's Ferry looks like. It is pretty to come through here. Right now we are on High Street. First of all, I'd like to recommend the Rabbit Hole. That's where I went for lunch. That's on the right. And then on the left here, the Town's Inn. If anyone has watched Hotel Hell, that's the hotel that Gordon Ramsay went to, and word on the street is if you mention the show, she'll kick you out. So if you want to stay there, don't mention the show. Now welcome to the interior once again of the new XC90. So I've been driving. I'll show you the key real quick. Let me get it out of my pocket here. This is the key fob for the new XC90. You can see it's Volvo's new key design. You have lock, unlock, trunk release, and then the panic button is on this side. And this is just a barcode. But because of this, we do have the smart key system. So you have the twist to start. I've already been running and such, so we can just get going. You can see this crystal orifice shifter that this vehicle has. It lights up. It looks very premium. I do like that. So we can just pop it in drive, take the e-brake off, and get going. This thing right now is in its hybrid mode. It has several drive modes that you can put it in. So as I drive around town in hybrid mode, I'm just in EV mode unless if I hit the gas harder. It's very quiet. It's very refined. I don't really feel the switch from electric to gas, really. This car has been easy to live with, of course, just like the old XC90s. I really do love the XC90 platform. It's quite good. We have the 3-spoke steering wheel that we've seen since 2015 with the original. I'll go left. We can just start to head back home. So this is Highway 340. you can see it's very quiet. In the pre-facelift models like 2015 to 2020, the 2-liter in those is very noisy and it's kind of annoying. But this, it's much more refined. This turn over here is ridiculously tight. A little bit of a hill climb. With with harder acceleration, it does have torque steer, which is a little bit bothersome. Because I'm on a road like this, I can quickly pop into the drive modes and then go to power. And then the steering and the chassis firms up, and then the thing feels like it's really good. It still has torque steer. That's funny. I don't have paddle shifters, I don't need that, but thankfully this has been pretty smart. When I hit the brake hard enough, it will downshift for me. But 455 horsepower, it really does pick up. It has more speed at the top end, I would say. Volvo's grip well, but I will say compared to the old XC90, even though this has a quicker steering box, it's electronic steering, it just doesn't have the same communication. I can see when I'm in power mode, in this digital display, you have a tachometer. Normally in hybrid mode, you don't have that. The air suspension definitely absorbs the bumps well, but because this thing is on 21-inch wheels, it's still, some bumps are more jarring than not. I don't like that it doesn't do wireless CarPlay or Android Auto. You have to do wired. It's not a big deal because if I own this car, I probably would just keep my cable in the car, but it's nice to just have it automatically connect, It just really feels front bias because the gas engine only powers the front wheels. The rear axle is powered by the electric motor. Having the battery charged up is nice though, because you can drive it in EV mode a lot of the time if you're just putting around. If you have a charger at home, you can really just put gas in this once a month if you don't drive far. It's really nice in that regard. Even in its normal mode, well, hybrid mode, it still has a nice feel to the wheel, but it does feel large. It's a nimble vehicle, but it's just, I'm just comparing it to my old one, But for what it is, it does feel like an evolution of the old car, for sure. I've really been enjoying the massaging seats. The driver and passenger side seats have massage, heating, and cooling. I don't have much road rage anymore, unless if I'm in Bethesda, Maryland. It's just made driving much more relaxing having the massaging seat. That's something I like about my old XC90 as well. It is about the driving experience because you do buy a new Volvo or a Volvo because of how it drives, but especially these newer ones, they're not as fun as they used to be, but that's just all new cars. I don't want to be talking too much about it, but that's just how I feel. I'm right now hustling a big SUV, so there's no need to be doing this. Most of the time when you're driving this, you'll be very relaxed. It's just been really great to drive long distance, short distance. It's very efficient for being a big vehicle. It's just a very well-rounded car. That's why I still feel like it's competent today. And that, my friends, ends our time with this new XC90. I hope you enjoyed this field trip today. I've spent so much time with this Spa generation XC90, so I am looking forward to seeing what Volvo comes up with next. I do have friends that have bought brand new XC90s, in particular my friend Sam, who did the overseas delivery exchange as well. So these are fabulous cars, and I'm very glad that Volvo still does the OSD program. That's a whole other video. But before I start rambling and still getting eaten by these gnats, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for hanging out with me today and keeping me company. Hope you enjoyed again. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, peeps.